Good morning, everyone. It's Robin. I'm here with my Shatnershairpiece t-shirt, if you can see it. This is one of my designs that you can get on the Redbubble page. So if you haven't seen that link, it's in the description. You can check out various designs. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about a couple things today. It's another gray, rainy day, as is normal here in Vancouver. The rain season has started a few weeks ago, so now it tends to go 7 to 10 days of rain before you get a couple days of sun, and that's just the way it is here. So got to take advantage of this light because it'll be getting dark in 3 hours. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to mention the join button that I have now on YouTube. I wanted to ask everyone if you're actually seeing this button, because I am not sure if this is visible. There seems to be some issues between using phones or iPads or PCs. Now on a browser, on a computer, I think I see it. I don't know if anyone else is seeing it. And let me know if you see it on your phone at all, because I look on my phone, I don't see it. And it may only be available in the browser, but this is the thing where you can now join up, and you pay a small membership for my channel per month. Now that's currently at like $4.99 Canadian. I'll get about $3 out of that, so that shows you what Google is taking on these. And if I had a preference and you wanted to sign up, I much prefer you'd sign up with Patreon, because I get about 95% of that. So if it's like $5 on Patreon, I'm getting almost all of it. They're not taking 30% like YouTube. But I leave it in there as a for ease of use. Sometimes it might be more visible to people because I can only put in Patreon link in the description, but the join button might be more visible. So any way you want to do it, it's appreciated to get the support that way. So just let me know if you're seeing this button, and it should be right there at the top or right under the video visible. But other than that, I have put a link for it in the description of the video anyway. So that's a new thing on there. And other than that, I wanted to mention that it's Bandcamp Friday coming up on, was it the 3rd today, so November 5th? Right. And that will be midnight to midnight Pacific time. So this is the once a month thing that Bandcamp does, what they call No Revenue Day. It's the only day where they do not charge a cut of the sales. So I'd actually get 100%, less the PayPal transfer fee. So that's better than the 90% that I usually get. So if you're thinking about getting some jams, this would be a great time to check out my Bandcamp page and all the music I'm putting up. And I'm putting up a lot. I mean, I just put up 3 new albums in the last week. And some of them are multi-track albums now. So that would be a great time to support. And if you're really enjoying the music, I would really appreciate it. I mean, I'm trying to put everything up on YouTube anyway. So not everybody can or wants to, buy downloadable music, but this is one of the few ways now that I can make a living, is like selling my original music. And that's why I put the links in the description as well. So that'll be midnight to midnight on the 5th. I don't know how much longer that's going to continue. I think they've said for sure there'll be another one in December. But that is, the future of that is uncertain. So, anytime you buy from Bandcamp, it's appreciated. I mean, it's not a huge difference between 90% and 100%. So some people like to wait, though, and buy the tracks on the Bandcamp Friday. So thanks for your support there. So I hope everybody's doing okay. And right now, health-wise, I'm doing okay. I had the kidney stone problem. I had the pain, and then it stopped. And then I went in for another scan to see if it was still there. I still haven't got the results of the scan. I have a problem getting a hold of the doctor. He's constantly leaving me messages on the phone, but he never leaves his return number, and he's can't get back to this guy. So I might have a meeting at the end of November to find out what's going. It could still be there, I don't know, but right now I'm not having any pain from it. So that's good. That's the main thing. It was pretty bad. So, in another update, I also mentioned I still have room for guitar students. There's still some spots available. So if you're thinking about guitar lessons, check out my Patreon page. And that starts at $30 for a half an hour and $50 for a full hour. So I had somebody sign up for a year of lessons already, and like one a month. So it's up to you what amount of time you want to put into it. You could be doing it once a month for an hour, or you could just have a half-hour lesson a week. But this is one-to-one over Zoom, and it actually works out pretty well. I got my guitar amp set up there, so you can hear everything clearly, and then it'll take you step by step through any song that you want to learn or a technique that you want to work on. And that is really a good way to, get more direct teaching as opposed to just watching an online lesson. As online lessons do not break it down the way you need to have things done or the way you want to learn at your pace. It's very important to have one-to-one connection with learning. So check that out. And like I say, that's a chance to learn any song you want. If you're into Dire Straits, you want to learn how to play Sultans of Swing, I can take you through it step by step. And I usually make a video of these lessons as well, which would then be put on YouTube private, so you can actually refer to that later as a, go over what you got out of that lesson and review it. And so you have a nice record that you can always follow again. So that's for guitar lessons. I also wanted to ask if anybody's interested in me doing like a live blog chat. So that would be like what you're seeing right now, except it would be live. So I'd have to set a scheduling time. Like I could say, for instance, 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. And you would get notice of this ahead of time that, Robin's going to have a live chat. So let me know in the comments if that's something you would like to participate in. Because this will be a chance for me to actually answer questions and talk in chat live. And, that, of course, you have to be there at that specific time to take part of the chat. So I'm going to try that out. I'll probably just be using, regular, using my iPad or something. But I'd be curious to see if how that works, because I've never tried it before. I don't know if that's something anybody wants, but I'm going to leave that option there with you, and you can let me know if that's something you would like to see. So it'll be more on one-on-one conversation. So other than that, let's see what else is happening. I think I talked about my mother before, and I had to put her in a home. Well, she now got switched to a second home, and it's about a half-hour drive from where she used to live. So it looks like now the house that she was in is empty and no one is going to be returning to it. Her partner is also not going to be going back there. So now begins the long process of cleaning out the house and selling everything. And that's going to be daunting because she's a pack rat and she has like 3 rooms full of clothing that has never been worn. So it's probably going to have to be like a huge, like a flea market sale where people just come to the house. And, she still has original furniture from the 70s that we grew up with. It's still there. I'm going to have to probably throw out all their photographs and videos and everything as well, because nobody's going to take this. It's just like a huge amount. I've been digitalizing all of that so that I can put it up on YouTube. And that's something that's going to be coming up. I'm probably going to be having a, complete slide history of all the photos that my parents took from like 1960 up to 1995 or so. I'm just going to have to get it out there and make it public, just in the interests of any future generation of our family would like to see that. It's the only way they're going to be able to do it, because you can't really just pass around all these photo albums, because nobody really wants to keep all that. Obviously, she's probably going to want to have some photos for herself. So we'll have to go through that and, pick out the good ones. And it's going to be kind of really weird to have to throw that stuff out after having had it stored for 50 years. But that's the way it goes. So not much we can do. So anyway, I talked to her in the new place, and she was again saying, what legal right do we have to put her there? She was actually thinking of escaping with some fellow inmates. And it was really hard to talk to her about that. It's like she seemed very lucid at the time I was talking to her. Like she's saying, so what's going on? When do I get out of here? And how can you keep me here? And so these are the things you have to deal with when you put your parent in a home. And there's obviously no way for her to be living by herself. And I'm not sure what's going to happen now with her partner. If he's ever going to be with her again, or if he's going to go to a separate home. Now, the really odd thing is that my sister went to see her last weekend and said the place was not the nicest place, like more like a psycho ward. So not very warm and inviting. So it's really hard to say how these places are on the inside because they never show photos. I've looked up this place to see, and I've only got an outside shot of it. And it looks fine from the outside, but that doesn't tell you anything what it's like on the inside. So you don't know what kind of people are in there, and you don't know, how nice the environment is. But so far she seemed to be okay. And, she was showing her photos from the past, and she recognized her old partner from like 10, 15 years ago, but she doesn't recognize now her latest partner, who she's already been with for 10 years, I found that really weird. I mean, this is not a short-term memory issue anymore, because she knows him for over 10 years, and she was not recognizing him from a photo. So now that, is a negative and a positive. I mean, it's positive that she, she is not going to be with him or can't be with him. It's good that she's not going to remember who he is. Like she hasn't really been asking about him. Like now he's sort of out of sight, out of mind. He went to have his cancer operation, and she hasn't seen him for at least 2 to 3 weeks. So that can be the good thing, is that it'll be less painful for her if she doesn't actually remember him. And of course, she may remember him when they get together again, or if he visits her. But I don't know what's going on with him now and how he's doing. I know he's in recovery. But anyway, that's the situation there. So I'm just going to continue to be posting my busking videos, as well as alternating them with my home videos, and doing some blogs and also some live gig stuff. So here's another thing too that I've actually been thinking about, and you can tell me what you think, and I know what some of you will think about this, but I actually think about maybe going back to busking in March, in a limited capacity, mainly just to save my sanity, because it's been now, almost 2 years of really no social contact. So as bad as it could be on the street, I think it's something I'm going to have to just do again, just to get out there and have some kind of interaction. Because, how long can you just stay at home and do nothing? So people have been asking me about this, and I have been now saying, yeah, it's been now, 2 years since I've done it. So by the time March rolls around, I might be, more in a mood to actually go out and try it and just see how things have changed and see what the environment's like. Are they going to be the same amount of people? Does anyone have cash left? That kind of thing. And just mainly also to get some more videos. Probably be, doing new material, and, because I'm always trying to do improvisation jams on the streets. I'm probably going to do more of that straight than doing covers, because I think I've done most of the covers I can do, and I've already put them up on YouTube. But that'll be more like fresh material and new jams, and then just get some new footage to keep the channel going. So yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that. You can let me know what you think of all this in the comments. I'm always happy to talk to everybody and interact. And we'll leave it at that, and we'll talk to you in the next blog. All right, thanks.